Hello and welcome to this video. Now, wouldn't it be great if you could play a game such as Mario 64 and be rewarded with some sweets? Well, shall we see? So I have here the Shindu second Japanese version of Mario 64, and you might see there's a sweet dispenser on the right filled up with Smarties, and I'm going to collect a red coin. You see that Smartie come out? Yeah. Let's collect another red coin. What's the next easiest one? Oops, it's just Yahoo over here. Right, if I miss that, that'll be a foul. Oh wow, jackpot. Absolutely loads of Smarties that time. There you have it. Collect a red coin in Mario 64 Shindu Edition and receive some sweets. Okay, so now we're going to talk about how this all works, and I've got a simple diagram to show you. But first, I just want to mention that I had this idea for getting sweets from playing the games. You may have seen my previous videos, such as interfacing the Amiibos, the Super Mario 64 and the Real HUD display. The problem I had was how to get the game to tell the sweet dispenser to give out sweets, and then I had a thought and I tried a lot of looking at how the game works, but I wasn't able to do the way I originally wanted to do. But in the end I thought, why not use a rumble, which is unique to the second Japanese version of Mario 64. So when you play the game and the rumble gets activated, you get something like this. If you're not familiar with waveforms, but all it is off, on, off. Simple as that. Inside the N64 controller, or anything that's connected to the controller, is a memory mapped device. So the rumble pack is literally a single bit in memory, and the game says turn rumble on, turn rumble off. And it may do it very quickly, it may do it after a long pause, depending on what action Mario is performing. So there's like a latch inside the controller which gets turned on and off, and then that just drives a motor. That simple. So I tapped into the latch inside the controller, and basically I get this waveform. What I had to do though was a code to extend the length of when you collect the rumble pack. When you collect the red coin, extends the length of the rumble pack. That was the only thing I had to do. Fortunately, there's like a common function that activates the rumble. So the red coin is longer. The rumble for the red coin is longer than any other rumble. For example, the title screen is a series of rumbles, if I remember correctly. So that is totally separate from what I've done with the red coin, which is good. So we have quite a long rumble. This is about 1.4 seconds that it stays high, which is pretty long, and that might be a bit long, but it works for this demonstration. Now, the problem is, how do we measure the length of the signal to determine that the user, the player, has collected a red coin rather than done something else? Well, this is a technique I used. It might not have been the best way, so please, I'd like to know your comments if there's an easier way to do this. But it's kind of like a sampling. What we have is we have a clock, this red one here. This continuously changes at a certain speed. Then what we do is we simply AND the rumble signal with this clock, and we get another clock, but this clock lasts for the length of the rumble. And if you see, if you look at the peaks, it's effectively counting the length of the rumble. So this is the circuit I soldered up, which interfaces between the N64 controller and the sweet dispenser. So at the top we have a 556, which contains two 555 timers, because we need one timer to create the clock pulse I showed you, and another one just to turn the sweet dispenser motor on for a short amount of time. You can adjust that length using the blue dial in the top right. In the middle we have a 7400 for some logic. Can you believe that chip was made in 1973? Cool. That's obviously an old version, you can get them more recently, but just something I had my parts bin. And at the bottom is a 4017 decade counter. What I forgot to mention in the previous clip was that the decade counter is used to count the pulses, but only if it counts a certain number of pulses will it trigger the motor in the sweet dispenser. So I think it was about 4 counts or something. This is a sweet dispenser, so it's just like the cheapest one I could find online. And just to show you, it normally uses this capacitive touch sensor, but I overrode that, bypassed that, so that I could activate the motor driver directly. And then just the last thing is the controller. So you can see it's got a rumble pack in. Now I've just tapped directly into the latch for the rumble. It's not the most ideal thing to do. It could have some isolation, but it works for demonstration purposes. Well, thanks for watching. Full details of how to do this yourself will be on my site, and it's bye for now. Bye.